Welcome back to Threads and Tales with Sarah. Thank you so much for the overwhelming support on my first FlossTube video. I have been blown away at the amount of participation and people who wanted to comment and chat and give lovely advice and ask questions. So thank you so much for the warm welcome into this incredible community. For my second video today, I wanted to talk about this beautiful gallery wall behind me. Instead of making you all seasick, I think we're going to do a little bit of a voiceover with some videos and close-ups and talk about each piece. If you have any questions about any of my pieces or I forget to cover something, please feel free to let me know and I will clarify as best as I'm able to. Some of these things I stitched a very long time ago and I may not have all of the details, but I'm sure I can figure them out. So enjoy this gallery wall finish parade. This first piece is Stargazer, which is a Mirabilia. She is stitched on 28 count Ursula by Under the Sea Fabrics, which is a beautiful hand-painted ombre effect fabric. It's opalescent. I started this in 2015 when my husband was starting chemotherapy, and I think I finished her shortly after. This is Magical Snowflakes by Counting Puddles. It was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't remember which, but I love the little snowflakes. It's just so pretty. This is the Twisted Rainbow Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. I chose my own colors for this project, which I can list if anyone is interested, but I just love the pastel effect and the specialty stitches. She really made it very easy to dive into complicated stitches and be able to do these. There's also a super supportive group on Facebook called the Northern Expressions Needleworkers that was very helpful during this process as well. This piece is a super fun piece. It's the Collectors by Autumn Lane Stitchery. It's stitched on 32 count Simply Sage linen, which was the fabrics by Stephanie. I love the neon green velvet matting in this picture. It's so fun and I think it adds to the creepy effect. This is Belle, Mucha Style by Pinky the Pink. She is stitched on a 28 count Picture This Plus linen, but I don't remember the name of the color. I finished her in December of 2019 and only just had her framed this past month. I put her away for a while because the back stitching was a nightmare, but you can see that the effect was just stunning. I also chose my own beads and crystals and looked for those at different bead shops. Next up is the Star Spangled Banner by Northern Expressions Needleworks. You can tell I just love her work. The threads are by Fiberlicious and they are silks. It's stitched on an Under the Sea linen called Brown Sugar. I actually won a first place ribbon for this in the 2019 Colorado State Fair, and it's definitely one of my favorite projects I've ever done. The intricacy and the vibrant colors are just beautiful. Heads up, the next one has a swear word. This first design is Daisy Duke by Meridian Designs. She's just stitched on an opalescent white linen. I love the little boot charm. I found her at Needlework Galleria. And this one is Mama Might Have by Dirty Cuss Stitch. She has fabulous snarky stitch projects and can be found on Etsy. Some of you may have seen this one already on my Instagram. This is the blue Moroccan lace mandala, the chatelaine, stitched on antique white. She's got a story behind her. I started her in October of 2016. My husband had started chemo about a year before, and we really could not afford to purchase and kit up this project, so I put it out of my mind, and he ended up surprising me with it for my birthday. I stitched on this piece during chemo and radiation and surgeries and at the park with my kids and in quiet evenings at home. And as he died, I stitched on it, and I had to put it away for a couple of years, but finally last year decided it was time to finish it. I ended up sending it to Rental Studios to be framed, and Amber just absolutely knocked it out of the park. I sent her a beautiful project, and she sent me back a masterpiece. Many of you who know me in person know I'm very open about my experience with being a young widow, as well as that whole cancer process. So if anyone ever needs to talk about it or just wants someone to listen, I'm pretty comfortable with it, and I hope that I can encourage others to share their stories and find their peace as well. Next up is a really fun stitch. This is the Princess and the Dragon silhouette. The pattern was RAK'd to me several years ago, and the fabric is Fiery Skies Opalescent Linen by Under the Sea Fabrics. She had dyed that ombre stargazer fabric, and then the leftover fabric, I just told her pick whatever you want, and it went with this pattern perfectly. It is stitched 1/1 full cross. There are about 55,000 black stitches here. I'm so excited to share this one. This is the Peacock Band Sampler, also by Northern Expressions Needlework. She is stitched on an Under the Sea fabric, but I don't remember what colorway it was. This actually took Best in Show at the 2019 Colorado State Fair. I did use DMC. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had used the recommended silks, but this was my first experience with a big specialty stitch project that is also beaded. I loved stitching this project. I did go on to do the Esther's Waves in a custom colorway for my sister, so I don't have that to share. But now I am stitching the Phoenix Band Sampler, which is the sister piece to this one, and I've just started it. And there is just something magnificent about looking at this piece on the wall. It's just so incredibly detailed and vibrantly colored. I love it. This is Olaf by Stitchline. I don't remember the fabric, but if you look closely, there's a little hidden message in the picture. Next up is the amazing Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. This is on 32 count opalescent Nassau Nights by Under the Sea Fabrics. It was a fabric of the month I'd had in my stash for several years, and it was just perfect for this beautiful piece. I did stitch all of the white in glow-in-the-dark DMC, which has such a cool effect when you put it under a black light and then leave it in dark. You get this cool effect. And then if you leave it in a low lighting, you'll see the next effect. You do have to kind of charge it to get it to glow like this, but I'm willing to do the work because look how cool that is. This is a gift for somebody special, and they don't know it's for them yet, but I can't wait till they see it. Next up is the Sleeping Princess, another Mirabilia. She is stitched on a 32 count linen by Under the Sea Fabrics. The colorway is Buttercup. And I just love her. The skin is 1/1, and the framing is from Ross Studios. He's up in Colorado Springs, and he makes me wish that I had more money because he does such a good job. He's a very talented framer. I like how his color choices really brought her to life while she takes her little siesta. This is such a sweet stitch. This is the Happily Ever After Stitch Along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I did change some colors. I know the darker one in the border is called Blueberry. I think it's a Gentle Art. And then I also did little smearnas in place of some of the X's. And I just love this one. The stories are so sweet. I did add some whisper thread in that little sheep, as well as some French knots for the flowers. Last for now is the Pumpkin Passport, another annual stitch along by Frosted Pumpkin. This is on a 32 count Under the Sea brown sugar linen. I did also add blending filament to several of the elements within the project to give them a little sparkle, and it's just so cute. I may need to readjust the framing a little, but overall I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. Woo! What a parade. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on and on about some of my very favorite things. I am looking forward to adding more to the wall. I'm looking forward to baffling my hubby when he has to figure out a second wall to add things to. I actually have 3 more projects to pick up at the framer ready as of today. so I'll have to add on to this video at some point. I will be getting ready for Camp Black Needle and heading over there, I think Tuesday night, so I don't have to do the whole drive on Wednesday. I'll be driving from Colorado to Kansas City, which is fine. I've got audiobooks loaded up and ready to go. I'm listening to the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I just started it. It's very good so far. So I'm looking forward to being able to drive in peace and eat my snacks and not have to share them. You know how it goes when you've got all of these kids. So I hope to come back with some fun updates about how the camp went, as well as maybe figure out how to share whatever it is that I find while I'm there. Probably the best way to do it would be photos, but again, still kind of figuring out the tech over here. Thank you so much for watching. Happy stitching, everybody. Take care.